All right, you guys, we're back. It's your boy Q, and up next we have DJ Akademiks sends warning to Drake haters and Kendrick Lamar fans that switched up during their beef. OVO Ak strikes again, fam. But shout out to Chick Smooth for the video. Enough dilly dallying. We'll jump right into the video. Again, it's DJ Akademiks sends warning to Drake haters and Kendrick Lamar fans that switched up during their beef.
Hey man, one thing you gotta applaud about Akademiks is that he's going to ride for his boy Drake no matter what. Akademiks
Master Glazer, fam.
knows his influence, and he also knows that he's able to shift any media narrative he wants. Right now, after Drake took the L to Kendrick, Akademiks seems to be the only.
His credibility has definitely been shot with a lot of like the takes he's been having, you know, and it's only right. You can't misreport and hand out misinformation and not expect your credibility to take a hit. But like I've said it multiple times, you could be a fan of somebody, but you still got to give it up when they suffer a defeat. You know, not everyone is invincible. But I feel like Act takes the delusions to like heart, and like I don't know if he really believes this stuff, because he does have like moments of like lucidity and clarity where he gives it up to Drake and will admit certain things like, all right, no, Drake did lose, but then he'll cap for him and say that it was because of strategy or this and that. And yeah, sometimes you just like be quiet, man. We all know everyone has their biases, but when they're this evident, people are just gonna start questioning you on everything you say now.
Only media person that's defending Drake still. Now, you guys remember 2 weeks ago when Joe Budden told
And Ak is big, but he's still fringe. He's not really accepted by like a lot of the bigger publications and bigger media sources, you know? He's just built and amassed this crazy like platform. He's still fringe when it comes to a lot of these other industry media types.
Akademiks to stop being Drake's mouthpiece. He told Akademiks to stop announcing Drake's moves, stop announcing when he has songs coming up. It takes away the element of surprise that we know usually comes from Drake. And also, you're kind of doing him in by setting unrealistic expectations. If you tell Drake fans saying, yo, Drake is about to drop and it's a fire song, and then he goes on to drop a Camila Cabello feature and it's not that good, people are gonna look at Drake like he's falling off, and you're gonna have you to blame for it.
Yeah, man, that song, like I want to say, topped out at 86 on Billboard and was out like the next week, which is rare for like a Drake feature. Camilla, like at one point she was really, really popping, but like with anybody, you take these long breaks and dude, there's like 3 or 4 other big pop stars out there that just overshadow her and are just making better music. And the fact that you chose to team up with Drake right after this, kind of like, are you blind to like the backlash he's having? I don't think it was a smart move. Look at any post she puts up, her story, like the engagement is all about the negative aspect of like her collaborating with Drake. It's OVO, A minor. I keep reiterating it because it's like on everything she posts that has to do with Drake. Whether it's like a snippet of the record, whether it's a picture of them at Michael Rubin's party, which already like is nasty work because a lot of people have been likening him to like Diddy, like those parties, you know, like those. They're basically comparing like Michael Rubin parties to like Diddy parties. People call them Illuminati parties, all that stuff. Because obviously the type of people are there, and you have this rich white billionaire, you know what I mean? Ak has given some grade A shitty advice. He's not just like leaking like drop dates and drop times and stuff like that. He's like he's advising Drake to sue, which is like, dude, you sue and everything is going to come to light. Basically, there's something called discovery, and then all the evidence gets put out on the table, which now it's up for public consumption because these things are public. Yeah, it's going to be wild. That'd be a terrible idea for Drake to do, and I know he's not going to do it. But he has to stop letting people like Ak be his mouthpiece. He almost has to shoot him a text and be like, yo, bro, I need you to lay off. Like, I saw one comment and they were absolutely right. Like, shit, like, Drake is taking this better than a lot of his fans and a lot of like these like media personalities like Ak or Moss, making you look sorry just by proxy, just by association. You look like a scrub.
Here's what Joe said to Akademiks 2 weeks ago.
Ak, you got to know that any Drake news coming from you looks away now.
Yeah, it looks away.
Yeah. Ak is the one on stream during the NBA Finals with the hacker dude on the thing, explaining to him, showing him the invoice. He's dropping names. Like, good journalistic shit you was doing, Ak, but you got to know that any Drake news coming from you is viewed through a different.
It's tainted because now your credibility is shot. And plus, I don't think people want to hear from Act like when it comes to stuff like this because like because of how he's acted throughout this beef, you know? I feel like anything he says about Drake, the credibility is already questioned from the jump because of the source. He was wrong for putting the dude up on stream and not vetting like the person that was basically saying he was botting. It made him look like crazy when like the guy goes and says that, oh, I can't do YouTube, but we're talking about like YouTube. Like, what are you doing here? And people are poking holes in the story left and right.
Different type of eye. Even if you just working off your own speculation, even if Drake didn't tell you shit, it comes off as a
Drake
mission sent from Drake. And that could come off like somebody somewhere is trying to get ahead of the Not Like Us video and concert. It's back to my earlier point about letting people have their moments.
Facts.
Just get out of the way of that moment. Even if you feel like you didn't lose the buys this nigga, fuck this nigga.
It's like a tsunami. Bro, just can't get out the wave, bro. Like at this point, let the wave come down, crash. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. The album is gonna go crazy. More than likely, it's gonna win Song of the Year, Album of the Year. There's nothing you can do about it. You got washed, like by every sense of the word. So you just gotta let things happen. And when you have people like Ack and some of these other people that are basically like instigating, like the OVO goon or affiliate that posted up the revenge post with the revenge merch on his Instagram story, obviously it's gonna get taken as like, oh, they're looking to like re-engage. Like, bro, people are doing it around you. You have the wrong people going to bat for you, fam, and they're making you look wild. I see you look stressed, bro. People saw you on there. People saw you at that Michael Rubin party, and you look so crazy that they had to like get another picture up like as quickly as possible. The one with you and Glorilla, which people are saying is photoshopped to like high heaven. But yeah, man, you have the wrong people speaking up for you.
Nigga, he's weak. I could get him again. I'm coming back with a track. Let the moment of the forum and the video pass. It's too much to fight. You're
iconic.
gonna look away. Well, then Ack is saying new Drake music coming soon.
Yeah, Drake put the post up about shout out to everybody that came out to film the video, and
I don't even see nothing that Drake posts no more. It's like Ack is the mouthpiece for certain things. And even if I'm a Drake fan, as a Drake fan, I want Ack to stop announcing things about Drake. The Ack announcements come with a certain level of expectation, so you either meet it or don't, and then the harsh criticism coming and you're not built for that. Yep. Like the Drake releases are much better as a surprise. Nobody knows I'm him. Here's a jam to vibe to real quick.
Yeah, a lot of his albums have been like surprise releases. Like If You're Reading This Is Too Late, which has a lot of references on there. That was a surprise. That really came with I know they call it a mixtape, but that's an album. All original beats. It was full length, you know? And that came without warning. So when you're telegraphing the dates, now the surprise is gone. Whether you're off by a day or two, we know that something is coming. So now it's like, it kind of taints it a little bit. It's not really a surprise anymore, is it?
agreed.
Anything with Ack reporting it, it just looks away.
Now, if you guys did not watch this video for Akademiks' response, please make sure you go do so. Basically, Akademiks told Joe, no, I will not stop reporting on Drake. You guys want to silence me? You guys want me to basically admit that it's over for Drake and Kendrick.
Which is not it at all. It's not it at all. Is that you making them look worse, fam. You and like a bunch of other fans.
One, I will not do so. Well, today on Twitter, Akademiks is back at it once again, and this time he's also sending a message to everybody, including Drake fans that switched up on him. After getting confirmation from Spotify that Kendrick Lamar streams are actually real, Akademiks went on Twitter to explain what he meant. He said, to put it in context, no DSP will ever admit they counted or have counted fake streams. I know people there, so I ran it up the chain. But of course they would say that. Ack then went on to call out the fans on both sides, saying it's hilarious how fans who want to believe everything is organic.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I say that all the time. Fam, I've been signed for like 4 years as a producer to like a publisher. My publisher has placed records with like Bad Bunny and a whole plethora of artists. And just being around that environment, you see how much of it is smoke and mirrors. Obviously, not all these streams are botted, but a nice percentage is. The same way how back in the day, like I've said before, like, dude, they used to there's a portion of the budget that's allotted to like buy physical CDs. When CDs were like the main way of consuming media, they would buy 10,000 copies of a record to fluff up the numbers a little bit because it is like all right, like you'll click on that video that has 1 million before you click on the video that has 100. Usually, it's the same. It's the same for this. A lot of these streams too. A lot of times they know what they are. They know they're fake because if you notice, it's not every stream is botted. That's not what like I want people to believe. It's a small percentage is though. It's to get that initial engagement more than likely because like YouTube is all about algorithm. It doesn't really matter how many subs you have. It's about your algorithm and like are people watching your stuff and clicking on your stuff. That's how you get pushed out. So the more comments, the more stuff you have like that, your video gets just pushed out further and further, So it's not every freaking stream. If not, they wouldn't be charting. There's a bunch of people out there that have gone the bot route and you don't see them charting on Billboard. Why? It's because Billboard knows those streams are fake. Those are just vanity. That's just for like to kind of con people into clicking on there. That's what it's for. I want to say 6ix9ine's first release when he got out of prison did monster numbers, but it really didn't chart that high. And then you start thinking about, it's because more than likely these are bots and it just wasn't counted towards like the charts. They do stuff like that all the time. Like they don't count certain bundles. There's artists that a lot of their sales come from bundling their merchandise. So if you buy a shirt, it's like you're buying like an album. They'll have like a download code or whatever there is to pull that off. And usually, it wasn't until recently. It was when actually 6ix9ine started creating a fuss about it that we found out that there's only one company that you can actually get your merch from that you can use to bundle up your music with, which is crazy. That's like a monopoly if you ever heard of one. All the major labels use them. They're the ones that are really big into copyright claiming everything because they just have the rights to everything music related almost. It's crazy. But yeah, he didn't bot. First of all, everyone is using bots. I think Meg just got caught up. 30 million of her streams allegedly were like taken off or just not counted for the same reason they were botted. A lot of this stuff is to basically get you in there on like, like this is successful. It must be good. I'm going to click. There's a lot of people like that. But yeah, it's not every stream, fam. Not everything is fully organic. Obviously, you cannot fake like the cultural impact that like Not Like Us had. Look at all the story posts. Just look at all the media period surrounding this. It's honestly probably been the biggest story. I think it's almost overshadows the presidential election, which is crazy and kind of sad, which is especially with what's going on there. But like, yeah, fam, no one's saying that everything is being botted. Because I've had definitely people be like, yo, like, no, how can there's no bots? This is art. Like, no, it's still the music business. These artists might not even know, but there's a marketing department and they're the ones handling all this stuff. You're not going to find some artist debit card unless it's like an indie or somebody that's like putting music out on their own that's doing this type of stuff. Which makes a lot of sense because if you look at somebody like Russ and you see that he's like filling out arenas, but he's only selling like 20-something thousand copies, you start seeing what raw numbers really truly are when you're not using like bots. Burna Boy sold 67K or something like that first week. The dude is doing arenas all around the world. Those are pure sales. People are coming to see him live, which is the difference between him and a lot of artists that you would think are super, super popping, but are now like canceling tours or they have to like downgrade to like clubs, which is, it's all dope because at the end of the day, you're making money off your music and you're a success story. But a lot of times there's a veil that these like labels are able to create that gives you this sense of like they're successful, but they're even more successful than what they actually are because people people generally do like gravitate to stuff that's hot. A lot of people are sheep, so they see, oh, she must be popping. Like, oh, she must be popping because she has all these like views and she's all over social media, and then you find out like, oh wait, like this was strategically planned and there's a lot of bots and a lot of like stuff that come into play to make you hot. I've always been told hits aren't made, they're bought, which is sad, but yeah, that's just like that's the music industry game.
Once you until I made millions off the industry that was all smoke and mirrors trying to portray an image for every artist. But keep believing some artists are pure and others are fake. The whole game is rigged. I keep telling everyone, right now rap is in the steroid era with streaming. That's why it's a waste accusing one or
Everyone's
two artists
doing it.
of botting or fake streams. Once in a while, one artist will wild the fuck out and go overboard and get caught, but
Oh, that's a Meg. That's a Meg sub right there, fam. If I ever saw one.
But about 30% of all streams you see is fake. And yes, enjoy all the other noise and bullshit. Drake new music on the way. And it's fire. Trust. All you niggas who've been acting like Drake.
And this is what they're talking about. You putting the expectations so high, and instead of just letting him drop it with a surprise, and now people are anticipating it. And now they're just anticipating it and expecting to not like it from now. Now you're building up all this like, I just don't like it sentiment. It's crazy.
Drake is finished. Bookmark this tweet for 6 months from now. We don't want you niggas nowhere near us. Remember that. Now in 6 months,
It's crazy because he's never actually met Drake, so Drake's not really near him either. I think he like FaceTime a few times. Yeah, but it seems like right now they're just like texting buddies. He's not near you either, brother. And it's crazy because even him, he's taking it way overboard. You can be a fan of somebody, admit they lost, and give it up to the other person and celebrate the other person, and still have love for the person that lost. You know, like all right, like there's no way you can deny that the dude has had a lot of dope records. You know, Drake. You can't have revisionist history and cancel out everything because he got supremely washed. Like, of course, Drake got like literally in every sense of the word got washed by Kendrick. Like the dude got washed in every metric, from like the quality of the bars, the quality of the music, like the rapid like dropping of these records, something that people said he couldn't do. Like literally, I want to say Drake probably took more time than Kendrick to release stuff, which is a narrative that was supposed to be the other way around, and obviously it wasn't. But yeah, man, this guy's taking it like, all right, nah, you saying Drake lost and you clowning on Drake. For him to act like this and be like, this dude is like more of a super fan. Like, I don't know how much of this is just farming for engagement, but like, if he's this intelligent about the industry, he should know how fans are and how fair weather most people are. Yeah, man, dope records gonna come, and it's probably gonna be a hit or whatever when it does come, and then he's gonna get on stream and scream about all the haters and all this and this comeback story. Fam, you gotta chill with all that. Like, he lost the battle. It's pretty much like understood by everyone that he lost the battle. Even Ak himself has basically come out and admitted it, even though reluctantly. And he'll come back and like push some narrative as to why Drake lost, like, oh, like the whole stream botting stuff, and just like, yeah, just like a bunch of erroneous stuff. Honestly, I think, bro, having Ak talk for you, who's already kind of clowned on all the time, and be your mouthpiece when you're trying to get cool again, and you're having like the guy that's kind of like on the fringe right now. People will look at the numbers and be like, oh, Ak does have like a huge like platform, but like there's people hate watching on there too. And the way he's been like acting, he basically turned into a OV ho, like just like Maul. And like the first thing Drake should do is call up Ak or text Ak, because I probably doesn't even call him like that. Text Ak and be like, yo, bro, like just be quiet for a bit, man. Let me cook, fam, because everything you're doing is detrimental. It's making these like Joe said, it's making these expectations super, super high. And obviously people are kind of come into it with like a sentiment of it, like it's already going to be whack before they even listen to it. So let's not build up 2 weeks of this anticipation of it being whack when I could just drop it and let's just see what happens, you know? But yeah, Ak is a fool, man.
I'm not sure how badly that last tweet is going to age, unless Drake got some super heats with a whole new flow that we've never heard from him. I'm not sure if by December the conversation about Drake is going to change. Honestly, you guys, at this point, there's no way Akademiks and Drake are not in cahoots every single day. I don't want to
Then if they are, it's one of the stupidest moves, because everyone is talking about how like corny it's making you look having this dude speak up for you, man.
believe that Drake does not approve.
He might as well just like try to link up with Kai or somebody, or some link up with somebody a little cooler than Ak, and it might help, you know. But you're probably using the wrong streamer. When the mouthpiece is him, it's gonna make you look crazy at this point. Yeah, like I know people were sending him music, and he kind of became the de facto guy to send all your diss records and have him premiered on stream, which is big because he does have a big platform. And on the other side, he also benefited from a lot. Like he made a lot of money off of this. You gotta find somebody a little cooler than Ak to be your mouthpiece. Pause. No Diddy. Like go to a Kai. Go to like go. There's plenty of other people. Like man, because right now Ak is not the one to be defending you.
these tweets from Akademiks, telling his fans what to expect in 6 months, putting all these expectations and pressure on Drake has to be approved by him. That last tweet tells me Drake has definitely played some records for Akademiks, and for Akademiks being a Drake fan, whatever records he heard from Drake has to be the ones. Listen, man, this is all going to be interesting in a couple months. You guys get in the comments.
But you gotta let it just drop, fam. You gotta let the records do what they do. When you're like, if somebody has had so much success with these surprise drops, but you're telegraphing them, so they're basically not surprises. We know kind of an estimate that they're coming out relatively soon. You're doing the marketing group and like the team a great disservice, you know? Like you're making things harder, fam. Like their mark, unless you're part of their marketing, then they should be fired too. I do think it's kind of dumb to have Ak as like your like liaison, you know, with like the people and yourself. It makes it look nasty. The dude's credibility has already been shot, so you're doing this stuff. Ak is, you look at his fucking, you look at his stream chat, and like even he gets clowned down. Like, dude, like 75% of the chat. And I know a lot of his like inside jokes, like, oh, Ak and McDonald's and Big Macs and all this other stuff. But like, yeah, man, your marketing team, if you're using him to market your stuff, you're making the wrong move, man. And who knows how it plays off. Like, yeah, everyone is a hit away from just like people forgetting about whole sorts of stuff, but this beef was something really, really big. Arguably one of the biggest events in hip hop in a very long time, because Drake's never been in this position, and hip hop is literally, because of the internet, hip hop is so accessible that it technically is probably the biggest hip hop story ever. Everyone is talking about it. I do suggest you find somebody else if you want to go the route of a streamer, because obviously these streamers are the new media. You're going to have to find somebody that has a little more cachet, a little more coolness to him, because Ak is definitely like a fringe guy. He does have a big platform, but there's a reason why he's only just streaming in his basement, and like a lot of people really don't mess with him. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that Ak should keep like being like Drake's like newsbreaker? What do you guys think about this situation? What do you think about his warning shot to the haters? I just don't think he understands that you can like somebody's music, admit that they like effed up and messed with the wrong person and didn't win this battle, and still enjoy their music. And if they drop some fire shit in a year or 6 months and people like it, we like it or whatever. But like the dude is acting very clownish. So let me know what you guys think, and very defensive as well. I think he also feels personally attacked for a guy he's never really met in real life, which is crazy. I feel like the same way people probably like joke on Drake when Drake's not around, they're joking on Ak the same way. So maybe he feels that type of like connection and relatability. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this happens. Ak, just stop like reporting on like surprise drops. They're not surprises anymore after that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much. The channel has been amazing, and like the love has been really, really dope. Yeah, so I hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Shut up, Ak. You wildin', bro.